Disclaimer. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, and incidents are either the products of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Warning. This game contains the following content: torture, mentions of rape, mentions of pedophilia, mentions of trafficking, grotesque murder, mental break, suicide, mentions of drug or alcohol abuse. You have been warned. You have been warned right now. Okay, so if you don't want to see any of these things on the list for this game, do not continue watching. Sup guys, my name is Xavier and welcome back to Remember. So last we left off, we just did Xavier's route, or whatever route you want to call it, because it's not really his route, because Lisa likes Xavier! Woo! But we got that kiss, even though it kind of seemed awkward, but on the inside I was like, yes, they kissed, I'm so happy, at least she confessed and stuff. But we got Xavier's side of the story, and I can't really blame him, so yeah, I can't really blame him for like letting Sarah go. So it's like, not much blame. Same goes for Peter. Rosa did nothing. So now we only have one person left, one person's side of the story left, and that is Lisa. Now we know we're gonna probably see that kiss again. I might show the kiss again, except less awkward. You know, I'll be like, woo, Lisa, yeah, then yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna get started and do all the choices for Lisa. So let's go. Alright, so I don't think we've done with Lisa's room yet. Let's see, Lisa's over here. This room just looks just like my. Holy shit, it's Lisa!
Lisa! Lisa, come on, wake up!
Huh? Kris? Where am I?
Hey, are you alright?
I think so. My head hurts.
Shit, sorry.
It's fine. It's not your fault. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's good.
Thank God Lisa's okay. Let's hope the others are too.
Here, let me help you stand.
Thank you. Kris, where are we?
Hell if I know.
I don't know. I just woke up in a room across the way.
Across the way?
Yeah. There's a massive room outside the door, and there are doors along this wall and the wall across from it. It's like we're in a bunker or something.
Jeez. That's just freaky.
She's telling me.
Anyway, where are the others? Where's Xavier?
I don't know that either. I just woke up a bit ago.
Well then, come on. We have to find them.
Hey, Lisa, hold on. You just got up.
The sooner we find them, the better.
And that's our cue to leave to check on Xavier, the dumbass. But at the same time, pretty smart.
Huh? That's Xavier!
Let's go.
Oh my God, Xavier! What happened?
Lisa! Kris! You're both okay!
Yes, we're okay, Peter. Still balls deep for Peter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're fine. What happened?
We don't know. We just woke up.
No, I just want this damn thing off.
Alright, fast forward. Here we go. Okay. Let's see, Lisa's in the kitchen. I don't think I explored the kitchen with her. Let me check. Huh? A kitchen in a place like this?
What the?
My thoughts exactly. Why would there be a kitchen here?
Everything looks brand new, too. Electric stove, counters, fancy sink.
I don't think I was in this room with her.
It's like everything was set up for us. Look, even the fridge is stocked.
Unless I did. Water, frozen food, pudding? Even the cabinets have canned food. There's food in here for weeks.
What the hell?
Ugh. Whoever this sick freak is, they are really messed up in the head.
You got that right. Why kidnap us and stick us in a place like this?
Who gives a crap why? They don't care about us. All we have to do is get out somehow.
Still, we need to think about it.
Ugh, whatever. Well, I didn't see any exits in there. Did you?
Nope.
Guys?
Okay, well, we're gonna fast forward after this freaky mask thing. Yeah, whatever. Moving on. Alright. Xavier's there, Peter's there, Lisa's in her room. Let's go check on her. Lisa may have regained some of her memories. She seems very adamant on ending this as quickly as possible just to get out of here. She could be very useful in this situation. Where is she?
Lisa?
She must be in her room then.
Hello?
Huh? Who is it?
It's Kris. Can I come in?
Sure, I guess.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I just needed someone to talk to.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Make yourself comfy?
There's really no place to sit besides her bed. I guess I'll just stand. Man, who knew this would be awkward? Maybe I shouldn't have come in. At least Lisa's willing to listen and be someone I could talk to. But what to talk about?
So, think we can get out of here?
Wow, I am such a great communicator. Yes, you are, Kris. Yes, you are.
We better. This place is creepy. We don't belong in here.
We all don't belong in here.
Well, of course.
I mean, this is ridiculous. We're all friends, right? Why would any of us do something wrong? At least, that's what I feel like.
Oh, excuse me. Is she worried about us being friends? Fuck. Ask, I guess.
Do you have doubts?
Huh? Well, maybe a little, not gonna lie. I mean, I can see Rosa and I being friends, and Xavier too. But Peter is, well, he's kind of a dweeb.
Hey, don't call Bay a dweeb. That's mean. Don't you dare call Peter a dweeb. He's my favorite. Besides Xavier. But Xavier is yours, so I'm just like, Peter for the win! But I'm a gay person too, so Rosa. I'm sorry. Moving on. That's a little harsh. Yeah, way too harsh.
Still, I get the feeling that we're all connected somehow, you know? Our friendship can't just be from college. It has to have lasted a while. But just how long?
You know, despite Lisa being a little hard to deal with, she really does think really deeply about this situation.
It doesn't matter. We'll get out somehow.
Right.
She's very confident. I feel like she gets it from someone in our group. But who? Maybe Xavier? When he was electrified by the bracelet, she seemed more distraught than any of us. That's because Lisa likes Xavier! I wonder if she remembers anything about him specifically.
Hey, Lisa?
What is it?
Maybe I should bring it up some other time. Now might be an odd time to try and talk about Xavier.
Kris, spit it out.
Nothing. Never mind.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna go.
All right. See ya.
Okay, bye! There's some sort of wall between me and Lisa. Why? Maybe I'm just not close enough to her yet to remember any significant event of friendship with her. But I do feel like she is a friend of mine, just like the others. Maybe I'll learn more later down the line. For now, I should just rest a bit.
So, it's almost dinner.
Yay! Bay's gonna make us some nice, sweet dinner. Alright, we're gonna skip. Alright, let's see, Xavier. Lisa's in the kitchen again. Let's check. I should probably go check on Lisa. The others should be fine, but Lisa somehow is a mystery to me. Same here. Maybe I can figure out that wall between us and why she seems like a mystery. Where is she?
Hello?
Oh, hey, Kris.
Hiya, Lisa.
Hey.
Is she making food for us? It smells pretty good.
What are you making?
Just some soup. That's pretty much all we have in here besides for bread. I can't tell how long the other stuff in the fridge has been there, so...
Yeah, let's eat safe.
At our age, what we know is not expired.
I found some spices in the cabinets, though, so I added them in. Hopefully it'll get rid of that tin can taste.
Good idea.
Thanks, Lisa. Might as well make myself comfy while she cooks.
So what's on your mind? Just need someone to talk to?
Huh? Yeah, I've had a lot to think about.
Like what?
Lisa's pretty calm when she's focused on something. It's a pretty familiar sight, now that I think about it. Has she always been like that?
Kris?
Huh? Oh, yeah, well, I guess I've been thinking about the game and stuff.
Ah.
I doubt she'd want me to spout my thoughts on it. Maybe she remembers something. I'm curious. Let her cook in peace. Let the woman cook in peace. We'll ask her about the memories.
Remember anything?
Yeah, I remembered a couple of things.
Huh? She suddenly got really serious. What does she remember?
Like what?
Well, I'm an art major with a focus in painting. I've pretty much painted my entire life with my mom, but
Aw, that's cute. That's cool.
But
for some reason, I can't remember my dad.
Her dad? Her dad. Oh,
Lisa, are you going to the cemetery today?
yeah, her dad died. I remember that in Xavier's route. She lost her dad before college, I think. And then she was just like, I like you, Xavier. I don't want to lose you. I lost my dad. I don't want to lose you due to this stupid game. That would explain why Lisa went completely bonkers in that ending when I saved her, but not Xavier. I couldn't save him in time. And I just let it down. I'm like, okay, we'll just escape. And then she just came back with the knife. And she just dragged us in the kitchen and just... like, okay, whoa, what is she doing? And then she just kept stabbing us and calling us a murderer. And I was just like, okay, you have took your Andre self too far, Lisa. Jesus, I think that game drove her to insanity, kind of. So, and the loss of her father too, and plus losing the man she loves. So, yeah, I could understand why she'd want to murder us. I'm sorry if I didn't show you guys the ending, but I might show the ending. I don't know, but I might show the different endings. I don't know for sure, though, because, well, I saw them before, and it wouldn't be as exciting if I saw them again, you know? Yeah. I'm just gonna keep going. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, gotta visit my dad, you know.
Want me to come with?
It's all right, Rosa. I'll text you soon, okay? Huh? Kris, are you okay?
Shit, I just remembered something about her dad.
yeah, headache.
Crap. Here, let me get you some water.
Should I tell her? I did not expect to remember anything about Lisa's dad. Man, how would she even react if I told her that I remembered about her dad? This would get weird.
Here, drink up.
Thanks.
So, did you remember something?
I think she has a right to know. Tell her. She has a right to know. Might as well.
Yeah, I remember your dad.
Wait, you do?
Yeah, I think he's, well, dead.
I see. So that's why I can't remember him.
Man, I feel like an asshole for being the one to tell her. How come she couldn't remember him, though? Maybe it was because of this place. We're all not exactly thinking about our families, so it kind of makes sense.
Tick-tock! It's time for another game. Everyone, please, make your way to the main room.
God damn it, Mask.
Of course that lunatic has to appear when I'm cooking. Great. Might as well turn the stove off.
Shit. I'm not ready to do another game. Neither am I.
Let's go.
Yeah, hopefully I won't let Lisa or the others down. We won't.
So, shall we begin? Please, take your places.
Shut up. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward now. Be right back. Oh my god, let me tell you that bee maze just drove me nuts. I spent I don't know, half an hour on that shit. It kept glitching out, so I was about to give up, but I finally passed it. Anyway, just wanted to rant a little bit. Let's see, where's Lisa? Lisa's over there this time. Let's go talk to her. Maybe I should talk to Lisa. She seems like a good choice for now, at least to take my mind off things.
Lisa?
She's not answering. I wonder what's wrong with her.
Hey, Lisa, what's wrong?
I want to get out of here.
I do too, Lisa. Huh? Well, all of us do. Why is she bringing this up now?
I know that we're going to, but I still can't help but feel impatient, you know? Like, I don't know how to explain it.
We'll get out of here soon.
Yeah, this is not a good place.
That's kind of obvious. Still, I wonder what's gotten her so upset about it.
Did you remember something?
Yeah, and it's bugging me, but it's not like I can do anything about it now.
Must be a pretty big deal if it's bugging her this much. Ask her about it.
Do you want to talk about it or something?
Maybe? Possibly?
It's about my dad.
What about him?
Well, you know I'm an art major, right? I focused in painting. That was mainly thanks to my dad.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you were an art major. But that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. My cousin is intending to be an art major. That's a job, okay? You can get a job as an artist or whatever, okay? For people who are taking an art major, you can do art, okay? Don't let anybody say that's not a job otherwise. That's something you can do. My cousin's doing it, and she's doing well. So, I see. So his death had a very big significance on her.
When he died, I almost didn't know what to do with myself. I remembered all of the crap my mom went through when he passed. All the crap I went through.
Lisa.
Lisa, you're usually much more organized than this. It feels like your piece is all over the place.
I know. I'm sorry.
Well, it can't be helped. My condolences to your family.
It was the same thing in every class. All of my assignments dropped from brilliant and perfect to mediocre and full of simple mistakes. My mom was too upset to give a damn, but I was completely torn about it. It showed how weak I really was, and I didn't want to be seen that way. It was bad enough that you were going through some crisis of your own that you wouldn't talk about, and Rosa pretty much attached herself to your hip. I felt really lonely. Ugh! It's not working! I can't paint anything! I thought my art career was over. I really thought that this was going to bury me in self-deprecation and that I wouldn't have the heart to paint again. But there was one person who brought me out of it. Huh? Hey.
Hey, want to talk about it?
Oh, that's when she started liking Xavier. That's nice.
It's stupid. Don't worry about it.
You know you're a shitty liar.
And you're an idiot!
An idiot who knows when a friend needs help. Now what's wrong?
If it wasn't for Xavier, then I probably wouldn't have picked up a brush again, let alone been an art major. He pretty much became the helping hand I needed to get me out of my slump. I knew deep down that he was dealing with his own crap that he wouldn't tell me, but I was thankful. I was finally going to move on from mourning. I guess I never told you or Rosa or Peter, but I owe Xavier everything, and my dad would have been happy to see me graduate in the field I love. But now we're stuck down here, like a bunch of lab rats to some sadistic psycho.
Lisa.
All of us are stuck down here against our wills, and we don't even know if we're ever going to make it out. This is completely unfair.
Whoa, I don't think I've ever seen Lisa cry.
I want to get out. I want all of us to get out. Especially Xavier.
Oh. You like Xavier, don't you?
Of course I do. I've liked him for a while, and he helped me get over my dad's death. To be stuck in a place like this is garbage.
I understand completely. I don't even think he knows. Of course he doesn't.
To think I asked to paint him so many times. He just sat in a chair for me for hours on end. And now I might not be able to pay him back. I'm such an idiot.
I can't promise anything. I can't at this rate. But I have to comfort her somehow.
Hey.
What?
We'll make it out, okay? I'll keep doing my best to get us out.
She deserves to hear that much.
Thank you, Kris.
For what?
For listening to me. I know I sound like I'm begging or being a baby right now, but it helps to have someone to talk to.
It really does. I'm glad I'm able to help her. I wish I could help myself in the same way.
Anytime, Lisa.
My, look at the time. It must be time for the game. Everyone, to the main room, please.
Fuck you and fuck your games. Another game. I guess we'll just have to keep going. I can tell Xavier will be strong through this, but I can't help but wonder. What else has he hidden from me? I think we were talking about Lisa, not Xavier. Anyway, moving on. Alright, I think we already know what's gonna happen, so we just gotta meet Lisa in the kitchen with Xavier. Let's see what happens. Maybe I should go back into the kitchen and consult with Lisa.
Alright, Xavier, spill it.
Spill what? What did I do?
You're hiding something. I can feel it.
I know what to do. I know this. I'm just gonna skip. Alright, well, they kissed. Surprise kiss. Follow Lisa. Sorry, bro.
Crap, I did that. Oh my god, I just did that. Why did I do that? That was completely wrong of me. Oh my god.
Oh, don't beat yourself up, man.
Lisa?
Crap, he probably hates me now. This isn't good. Stupid idiot. Ugh!
Holy crap, Lisa's going nuts over this.
Lisa!
What?
Calm down.
Jeez, she looks like she's gonna pop like a bubble.
Breathe.
Her face is calming down. Thank goodness. The last thing I want is for her to explode at me. But at least she got her feelings off her chest.
Better?
Yeah, a little.
Good. Sheesh. Scared me a bit.
Sorry.
So much for trying to relax before the game.
Just take a little bit and calm down. Everything will be fine, okay?
I don't think she believes me. At this point, who would? We have one more game. Still, it's better not to have her panic and do something crazy before the game.
Hey, Kris?
Yeah?
Thank you. You're a good friend. Sorry you had to see that.
It's no problem. I'm always here for a friend. That came out of nowhere.
It's fine, Lisa.
Still, thank you.
Now I really don't know what to say.
The final game is about to begin. Everyone, please make your way to the main room.
You're such a dick, man. We didn't get that much to chat. Oh, fuck you. Fine. Still, shit, is it really time? I can't believe this. Still, I was blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, skipping the rest now. To see if Lisa will confess anything. Be right back.
I do.
Oh, Lisa. Yay, we got a confession. What?
Huh?
Lisa?
Lisa, what did you do?
I'm sorry, Kris. I'm really sorry. But if she was who I think she was, then I could have saved her.
What?
Mom, stop for a minute and breathe. What is going on? I remember a night I got out of school late because of an art project. The street lights on my block weren't working, so I had to rush down the sidewalk. I was on my phone with my mom, who was frantic. I was trying to explain to her that I had work at school, but something was wrong. That was when I saw a little girl in the darkness. Mom! Oh my god! Hold on! Hello? The girl was too afraid to approach me, but I knew it was too late at night for a girl her age to be out. Hello? Hey, come on out. Don't be shy.
Are you a good person?
She was asking me if I was a good person. I didn't understand what she meant, but I wanted to answer her somehow. Yeah, I'm a good person. Why don't you come on out from behind that car? She did for a little bit, but got scared at my phone when my mom started yelling through it.
Lisa, this is an emergency. Pick up right now.
I'm sorry. Please, just stay right there. Mom, what?
Your daddy is in the ICU.
That's when she told me that my dad was rushed into the ICU. Apparently, he was shot at by some racist asshole who had been tailing him all week, and they weren't sure if he was going to make it. What?
You need to come here right now. Please, baby girl.
At that moment, my mind was gone. All I could think about was my dad dying. He was my biggest support, and I was gonna lose him. It hit me so hard.
Oh, Lisa.
I left her there and ran all the way to the hospital without a second thought. Kris, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I wasn't thinking.
Hey, it wasn't your fault. Your dad was, Oh, at least I got her side. But that's really sad, man. God damn it, Michaela, you made me cry! She left my sister in the dark? Well, she had no choice. Her dad was dying. She would have saved her if she could. She was Ladybug in the first story? And she didn't tell me until now?
Lisa, did you at least tell the hospital about her?
I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
Why?
My dad passed away that night. I was grieving so much that I forgot I even encountered her. I'm so sorry.
She's lying. It can't be true. She couldn't have. She wouldn't have.
Well, your confession seems to be true.
What?
As if I would let you lie now. All I have were records of you leaving Sarah behind on that street in a rush. I had to check and see if your story was true.
You can do that?
Of course. That's how I was able to obtain all of the street camera footage that night. A little look into hospital database records and I found what I needed. Your father's medical records and death certificate.
Fucking bastard! Don't you dare touch his files!
I already have, Lisa. And despite the story being sad, you are still guilty. Your father was going to pass whether or not you rushed to the hospital or stopped to save Sarah. You chose to leave her behind in that dark street.
Well, I can't really blame her because she's. We wouldn't know. We wouldn't have known if he passed or not because nobody knows about how he was doing or whatever. It's just like you want to know he's okay. If you feel like he's not gonna be okay, you just want him to be okay. So you're just praying that he's gonna be okay. You're just worried about family in that moment that you just everything in your surroundings just goes dark and everything. You just ignore everything in your surroundings. You're just focusing on that one person that meant so much to you, and then everything that happened just goes down the drain. So I understand Lisa's feelings. I understand how she feels. So I can't say I really blame her for leaving Sarah, cause like everything just went crashing down on her, and she just needed to go and see if her father was doing okay. And when she found out her father was not doing okay, she just forgot everything in that moment. She just focused on her dad and just started bursting out into tears and just grieving. So I understand how she feels. I can't really blame her and say that she's guilty. Mask, you're an asshole. She's not guilty. She was good. She couldn't focus on anything but her dad.
Stop it! Stop!
No one?
No one?
No, I don't think so.
I think we're done here. I don't think there's anything else, but I'm just gonna skip just to make sure. Yeah, there was nothing else. Anyway, yeah, that was Lisa's road, guys. I still can't. Okay, well, yeah, that was, yeah. After that whole shenanigan, I am not going to kill Xavier. I am not going to get her bad ending. God, I'm not doing any bad endings. I'm so sorry. But if you want to explore the bad endings yourself, please, you should get the game. Support Michaela. I really love this game, okay? I really do. Oh, there's actually an extra. Let me just go here. I'm not going to do the bloopers for reasons. The journal. Alright, so I read all the entries and stuff, but I want you guys to know about the entries. At least I read some of them. So let's just this is the entry. Let me explain. This is all the entries for the masked man, the guy who had Sarah or bought her apparently. So this is like, I guess this is a journal for him, like what he did with Sarah and what happened to her. So let's just we're gonna listen to it. So here we go.
October 31st, 2005. After a lovely chat over scotch with a friend, I have decided to begin a little journal of my exploits to remind me of my prime. The mind cannot hold memories forever, but words on a page can, as he says. It's rather interesting, I dare say, to know that one day I will become old and frail, both in body and mind. I don't know whether to be disgusted at the thought, fearful, or even joyful at knowing that, eventually, I will grow tired of these little escapades I allow myself. That eventually, I shall stop caring for the work I do. Will that day come soon? Most likely not. Someday, possibly. Who knows, truly? Thus brings about you, my little document of reveries. You shall carry not only my memories, but the joy and wonder behind them. I warn you now, they will be morbid and disturbing to the typical mindset of humanity. But I trust that you will hold them forever still, without judgment. For example, today, before even going to have that drink with my friend, I was operating on a couple. Oh, how they begged to be released, but of course I had work to do. I couldn't allow myself to stop. No matter how much they pleaded and cried, I needed to discover the true scientific depths of affection under such duress. The female was dressed in an overly sexualized policewoman's uniform, and the male was in an outdated caricature of prisoner's attire. If not for the date they chose to don these articles, I would have assumed they were trying to enact a sexual fantasy out in the open. Nevertheless, my work had to be done. I had just finished cutting open the male and was going to start on the female when her usual survivatory functions ceased. There were no more cries to stop, no tears meant to induce mercy, only stark silence. I had not even touched her, but as soon as her eyes shifted to that of her former partner, they grew glazed, and all mental functions stopped. Is this what affection does to you? I had known for a fact that certain hormones in the body acted as relaxants and antibodies for pain, but to dull or even remove emotion. The trauma of it was my explanation. There were, unfortunately, simply too many variables to ponder about, and no time to settle on theories. They're now just sitting in room 3, and I will need to continue working on them tomorrow. I wonder how the smell will affect the female. Without preservation, the body will begin to rot, and I'd had no time to deal with the defecation. I will need to make note of that reaction. Perhaps her faculties will return to her with time. How to end these journals? Ah, I know. Adieu, Jimukas. Perfect.
Alright, well that was the long first entry. At least we could tell the mask was like a little psychopath in his early days. Since towards the end they say he's old. And the room that they're in is what I know. If you guys know about Madame Sharky and you watch her videos, I've watched all of her remember videos. We're still waiting for her to do Lisa's route, but I know she has stuff to do and stuff on her mind, so just waiting. But when I saw her play it for the first time, she was like, let's force out the memories. So I was like, okay, force out the memories, even though I feel like we should wait it out. But nonetheless, I agree with her decision. I saw some things, and what happened was, oh god, the guy was like right there, and he explained that the room that we were in was where he did his experiments on. So where we were staying, he did all the experiments, and oh god, that kind of grossed me out, because we were sleeping in the same spots he did experiments and stuff. So it was like, okay then. But now we know that he's a psychopath. He was a psychopath in his early days, and stuff happened. I'm guessing Sarah came into his life and he just stopped doing all those experiments and cared for Sarah. But, you know, let's go on to the next entry and see.
December 12th, 2008. My beloved bunker in the ground has become a playground for rats. I allow one person to use my facility for their research, and that singular act of generosity has brought about at least a dozen more annoyances alone. Damn my own curiosity for allowing such research to be held. But I was told it was imperative that the research be done in an isolated space. And since I alone hold the rights to such a place, I was their only option. Now my space is plagued by damnable children and their medical examiners. If I hear one more screech of a whimpering brat, I will slice out the throats of the entire damned lot. Children. Annoyances of the world, born from the infernal colliding of sperm and egg. Disgusting results to a filthy, hormonally driven act. I pity humans who feel that biological imperative to breed. They often slake praise upon the ones who do not seek to cut out the option entirely from their lives. There is no gain for annoyances like offspring. They whine and cry louder and in higher pitches than any sensible human being. It is enough to turn any dying embers of excitement to utter despair. There is no fun to be had tying down a child and playing with their internals. They have no understanding, no recognition of the act being played out, and yet still, the creatures who now use my space do so with smiles on their faces. I will never understand the mentality of such pedophiles. Is there any possible treasure to discover in this? Maybe, once they're finished, I could trap them and do a little experimentation of my own. Dig within their blackened minds and figure out their obsessions with such useless creatures. Is there something to be gained in the innards of a child? Is there some sort of euphoric pleasure found within their screams? I doubt that I will find anything. But science has not yet failed me. In the end, I always discover what I want. It's only fair payment, after all, for spoiling my environment with their nonsense. I shall ponder on it further. I must leave and visit a dying friend. Despite locking himself to the chains of normalcy, he is a good man. I wonder how he would react if he knew one of his best friends was an elite black shadow scientist. Another thought to ponder on. Adieu, Jimukas.
Jesus Lord. So now he lent his lab to other people who would kind of, yeah, pedophiles. Yeah, that's kind of God, ew, just, ew. I really have a hatred, deep hatred for pedophiles. If you think having sex with children is okay, no, get out, please. I hate that. And I hear pedosexuality is gonna be a thing. Yeah, no thanks. That's a complete and utter bullshit right there, okay? Please, get out. If you're like pedosexual or whatever, just get out. There's no such thing. Pedophilia is just disgusting, and I hate it. Okay, moving on. Third entry.
April 18th, 2011. I was invited to attend an auction. The nerve that host has for assuming that I, one of the greatest minds in the Black Shadows, would stoop so low as to purchase my test subjects. I have multiple methods for getting what I want. I have many friends who would snatch up small countries, for God's sake, just for me to have bodies for my table. I had never been so insulted in my life. The mere thought of wasting time at such an event makes my stomach turn. Perhaps they were obsessed with the idea of having an elite in their midst. I control the entire tri-state area, after all.
Huh?
No one is safe from me, and the dim-witted authorities know this very well. Oh, I laugh each time I think of them practicing their little speeches. We are uncertain as of this time as to who the suspect is. Oh, it's adorable to confess that they even thought of trying. With a reputation like that, one would think that I would be above such common affairs. Besides, who knows what the host did to the merchandise? They could be drugged up, already operated on individuals, and I would be handed second-rate specimens. Bah! I'm letting this get to me. How is it that I'm allowing such an annoyance to dig beneath my skin? Another mental adventure to dissect. Pride. Possible. But not the only emotional link. Arrogance. Another possibility. There has to be more involved. No matter, I will not stoop so low as to attend. Mark my words well, my immobile friend. I shall never step foot in a place of such commoner dealings. Oh, my newest patients have arrived. I must greet them properly. They will be my bridges to finding out this mental problem I am having. Adieu, Jimukas.
Okay, well, okay. I don't have any words for that. On to entry number 4.
April 20th, 2014. 3 years ago, I swore that I would never attend an auction. A singular promise so that I would never stoop so low. As you know, my friend, I closed the doors on my research a year ago. I grew tired, bored even, of finding the same processes for different problems. Mortally dissect one, break the other. Rip into both, lose both. Lock them up, watch them fall apart and wither away. While the results I receive are all different, the method has become lackluster. Truly, that is my doing, but I am a practitioner of mental study and experimentation. I know what will give results, and that often drives me to do what I know best. Wash, rinse, and repeat. It is flawless in execution and practice, but not so in the satisfaction afterwards. I've cleared out the bodies and the equipment from the bunker, and I found myself sitting in my study, bored and craving something new, when my damnable colleague showed up with that invitation to the auction and that bottle of scotch. I did not know what came over me. The fool must have drugged me. I found myself nodding and entering his car without realizing it. By the time we had reached the event hall, I could not turn back. I was surrounded by rats in tuxedos and gowns, all of whom were pretending to hold some form of higher power over one another. Imbeciles. They did not know of the genius who was walking past them. I am ashamed of myself for even attending. I am even more ashamed of what occurred during my attendance. The auction was nearing its end, and the final product of the night was a child, no older than 12 or 13, female, clearly used, a second-hand specimen, but still healthy and ready to be sold for, from what the host stated, the first time. The creature had probably been passed around and had some form of illness, but who would buy her knowing that? I knew how their little business operated. Just upon looking at her, she was certainly not healthy, yet, somehow, I found myself entranced. The pedophilic rats behind me shouted and hollered bid upon bid, grating on my nerves. Did I bid to silence them? Possibly. Did I bid because of her? Despite it being a highly doubtful hypothesis, I cannot deny its existence. Regardless, I found myself snatching my friend's bidding fan and raising it. Do you know how much that creature cost me? 500,000. $500,000 for a damn child. She's now just sitting in the corner of my study, staring at me as if she is expecting me to tear off her clothes and ravish her like her previous owners did. I am half tempted to reopen my lab once more and dig into her internal cavity, but I will hold myself back for now. I will figure out what to do with her in time. For now, I guess I'll just have to keep her fed. Adieu, Jimukas.
Okay, so he was forced to go into an auction, kind of. And that's where he bid for Sarah, it seems. But, wow. Ugh. I can't believe this stuff happened to Sarah. And she was like, what, 12, 13? 12. Yeah, she was 12. Man, so young. I feel really bad for her, though. Like, she had to endure all that. And I don't know. She looks sick. I know she had a mental illness, but I don't think it would be that bad. Alright, well, let's move on to entry 5. He was like, I want to do an experiment on her, but, like, let's relax for now. Just keep her fed. We'll see what happens later on. So, let's go to the next entry and see.
April 21st, 2014. The girl continues to intrigue me. I woke this morning to the smell of a full breakfast being made. As I entered my kitchen, the girl was there, standing on the bare tips of her toes by the stove, frying bacon and eggs. They were oddly perfect, but I was sure that she was trained to ensure their perfection from her previous owners. Nevertheless, I found the gesture rather endearing. The proper word escapes me. As she looked at me, she gave me an innocent smile. Why does she smile like that? Her cooking skills are obviously beaten into her, but her smile seems terribly natural. It could not have been born out of an act. The more I let it sink into my memory, the more fascinated I become of her. I ate every bite of her meal. She must have been happy that I approved of her food, as she released the tension in her shoulders at my final bite. Another experience, most likely from her training. I asked her about her previous owners, but she simply said that they were sad people. Sad people? Truly, who would call pedophilic dimwits sad? A child would. I've instructed her to clean the house while I sit here and ponder. I can hear her trying to dust the high shelves in the living room. Something about her keeps me from just locking her down and splitting open her skull. I want to know the trauma she has gone through, and how that has affected her brain, and yet I find myself struggling to even lift my scalpel at the idea. Have I become too soft? I doubt so. She is a child, a nuisance on humanity, an annoyance. Yet I cannot deny that I am being held back by some form of emotion I do not recognize. I will watch her. I've given her a medical bed to sleep on in one of my empty rooms, so she'll at least be healthy enough to observe. She is capable of feeding me as well as herself, so that is another annoyance off my back. I also will have to give her a name. I find that calling her girl will only annoy me. A name would be beneficial. What to name her? I will think on it more. I will return and write the name down when I think of it. Adieu, Jimukas. Edit. She has a name, apparently. Her name is Sarah.
Okay, so that is Sarah. Well, at least he didn't really do anything to her. He just, like, left her to do her own things, like cook and clean, which is actually pretty good. Cooking and cleaning is fine. At least he didn't do anything bad to her, but he's, like, insinuating, I want to do it, but I can't. But, at least he hasn't done anything to her. Yet. Let's move on to the next entry.
March 3rd, 2015. I must admit, children are not as wretched as I imagined them to be. If trained and properly taken care of, they can prove to be rather useful and entertaining. Sarah goes out of her way to keep the entire house dust-free, and still manages to find time to draw pictures in the little notepad I have given her. Her art is novice, untrained, but still manages to make me stare at them in a small form of pride. Am I truly proud of her? All she has drawn are butterflies, yet I could tell that each one was unique. Whenever I'd point to one and ask what it represents, she would smile that damnable smile and tell me it was another child she knew, or a person who was kind to her. There was one image, however, that I couldn't shake free from my thoughts and needed explanation for. On the very first page of her little notebook were two butterflies, one small and white, and the other a large monarch, or what I had assumed to be such with the orange crayon. I asked about it out of curiosity, needing to know. For once, she froze and tensed up. Her face, usually bright in some sort of innocent joy, melted to an expression of sadness and heartbreak. After a long moment of silence, she told me it was her and her knight. Her knight, truly. She had a wild imagination. I knew this, but a butterfly has a knight. I had to deduce that it was a family member or a really close friend. A childhood friend, perhaps. Still, I couldn't help but feel upset that I had made her feel so downtrodden. She may have acted like she was younger than 10 generally, but at that moment, I saw the maturity of a teenager. She told me that she had a knight who worked very hard, whom she looked up to dearly. Every morning she would see them leave, then be the first to greet them when they returned from school. I was wrong. It wasn't a friend, but a family member, an older sibling. Apparently, this sibling was named Kris, and they protected Sarah from everything bad in the world, making them her knight. When she started to talk about the day she was abducted, she began to weep and curl into herself, whimpering that she was sorry and how she let her knight down. I had to stop her and try to comfort her, but she simply went into a fetal position and cried herself to the point of passing out. She's still out cold now, even as I write this. For some ungodly reason, I feel the need to reunite Sarah to her knight. It would take me a while, but she seems to really desire to return home to Kris. I'll need to run some tests on her to pin down her family, in case one of her owners tried to claim her as theirs. And then, I'll have to pull some strings to get her there without incident. I have to ponder. Adieu, Jimukas.
Alright, so he heard about Kris, her older brother Kris, and how they were, close together. And she got sad. Oh no, that's sad. But he was planning on bringing her back home, in which I am actually very grateful and very happy for him to actually think about that instead of, I'm going to experiment on her. He's like, I'm going to try and pinpoint where she exactly lives and return her. But unfortunately, we all know that Sarah has died, but we don't know what the reason is she died. She was sick. From the message that we heard, she was sick and she was coughing really, really bad. I really want to know how she got sick and stuff. So, but I'm really happy that he decided that I'm gonna bring her home to where she needs to be, because that's the right thing to do. I feel like that's the right thing, and I need to do it. He's like, I don't know why I want to do it, but I'm gonna do it because it feels right. So, all right, let's see what happens in the next entry.
March 7th, 2015. I was never the religious sort. I have never believed in God. But today, I want to scream into the sky and curse the damnable deity for even existing in social thought. Sarah is dying. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. The bastard people who kept her and passed her around, dug their filthy hands into her, and gave her one of the most deadly diseases one could have. It is no wonder she looked frail. I should have done blood tests on her when I took her in. It's too late. There is no cure on this earth that can save her. Even with my brilliance, I cannot fathom where to begin to even try. I've reached out to fellow scientists and friends, and all of them have come up with nothing. 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 At the rate the disease is attacking her body, I have estimated she has about 1 month left to live. Perhaps 2. Damn it all. She would die before I could return her home.
Dang. Oh man. So she was sick because of one of the pedophiles, what they did to her. Oh god. It's just sick thinking about it. I feel so bad, but it seems like he knew what he was doing, since he seems like a doctor, I guess, because he did a lot of experiments and whatnot. Crazy doctor, but a doctor. But, yeah, he was going to bring her back, but found out that she was sick and she was going to die before he could bring her home. So he was like, I can't do it anymore. I might as well make her last moments livable or whatever. But let's see, we have one more entry to look at. Let's take a look.
April 14th, 2015. I had to bury her today. Under more typical circumstances, I would cremate the corpse and spread the ashes into the lake for quick disposal. However, I could not do that to Sarah. She has a special place in the Black Shadows now. During her time with me, she was my reason for waking, and my reason for pushing joyfully through the days. She made me smile on days when I could not. And in death, she drives me still. Before her passing, she told me of her abduction. She had abandoned her home to wander streets of the town she once lived in. She was ignorant of the dangers that were present, naively trusting that she would never have harm brought upon her by any stranger. She could not even fathom that someone would wish to steal her away, that perverted rats would find value in her young, soft flesh. The thought of it sickened me even before. But now that I know, had known Sarah, I'm filled with something more than sickness at the prospect. Is it hate? I'm unsure. The abduction occurred in 2012. I hastily used all of my resources to find out what I could. There was indeed an Amber Alert for Sarah in a little town north of the tri-state area. The street cameras and footage only amplified her story. Though there was something that I noticed that she could never have. I saw right away that she could have been saved. She could have been saved. She died an unfair death at the hands of a disease never meant for her. Because of 3 cowardly individuals, she was dragged through the pits of hell. Little insects desecrated the fate of a harmless butterfly. Oh, how I wish I could simply rip those insects from the world and tear them apart with my bare hands. But Sarah's dying wish stills me. With that smile I grew to love. She wished that her sibling, Kris, knew the truth of what happened to her. I have found my new experiment. This will be the last experiment I ever do. I will seek out these insects and this sibling. I will make them all stare at the harsh realities that Sarah had been forced to face. I will drag them through hell, and then back again just to show them the shame of their actions. The 3 insects must be made to understand what their cowardice did to such an innocent soul. They will bow to the monarch and offer their heads, and as punishment for not protecting the white butterfly, the night will bear the weight and decide the fate of those responsible for her abduction. My work begins. I must plan my experiment. Perhaps I will consult my programmer friends to help design this punishment. Maybe a few architectural friends as well. This will not be a dissection, oh no. This will be a gleefully torturous game. Oh, how I've missed this thrill. Adieu, Chimukas.
Okay, well, Sarah officially died, and he buried her, so he's like, I'm gonna try and avenge her, or see what happened to her, and he found out about, you know, the whole events and stuff. Then he's like, okay, I'm gonna bring them back, and I'm gonna make sure that they suffer what Sarah had been suffered, and then that's when that lead to events and such, and yeah, all that happened. But, you know, towards the end, which is a good ending, Kris managed to convince the mask that Sarah wouldn't have wanted them all to die. She wouldn't have wanted them all to live. She knew it wasn't their fault. They were just trying. You know, at least Mask has given up on every single, you know, experiment he's done. But yes, that is all for Remember. I will not be showing the bloopers, unfortunately, because I want you to beat the game yourself. You can get the game yourself. It is available on Steam and itch.io. Please support Michaela in any way with this game. This game was awesome. It was great. You know, the art style was great, as usual, because it's the same artist. The voices are great. They're awesome. You know, the storyline was well put out. Some of the stories actually made me cry, okay? God damn it, Michaela. But it was actually really good. I love all the pictures and CGs and such. You know, all that stuff. I'm just glad that things worked out in the end. We got to hear every single person's side of the story. I can't blame any of them. I can't. Rosa had nothing to do with it. Lisa was grieving over her father, which I totally understand. She just had to block out the world and just, you know, cry. You know, she blocked out the world. She only focused on one thing. She just forgot everything at that moment. Xavier was drugged as hell, and he couldn't really do anything. He couldn't help himself because he was in the hospital because of what drugs he was under, and he couldn't remember anything after that. And Peter, he was straight up in face, held up at gunpoint, so he couldn't do anything. If he had so much as moved, he would have gotten shot. So I don't blame him for that either. All of them had nothing to. All of them could have tried to save Sarah, but you know, some things happened, and yeah, that was just it. So I can't blame any of them. They all had problems of their own. So yeah. But I'm not gonna do the bad endings either. I already saw the bad endings. But if you want to see them yourself, be sure to get the game. Support Michaela in any way. This game is awesome, Michaela. You've done an amazing job at another game. Can't wait to see any more games that you're going to create. You know, and all of that. Please, guys, if you really want to support Michaela, please remember, play it out, get all the endings. Trust me, you'll love and hate some of the endings. And check out the bloopers yourself. You know, you can listen to their laughs and stuff. It's really cute. All of them are really cute. Please try your best and get the game. I really highly think you should support Michaela in any way. She's amazing. She's wonderful. Though I haven't been to a lot of her live streams lately, and I deeply apologize for that because, you know, some stuff's going on with life, and you know the rest. But yeah, so with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys like to see more of my videos, then please subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!